Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Heather Marie Show. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we have an amazing guest. It's someone that I'm actually voting for, and I can't believe I have the opportunity to interview them today. So we have Jason Stoffel to our show. How are you?
Doing well, Heather. How you doing?
Good, good. So how's your day going?
Glad it's almost done. But it's ever a Friday, the day before a weekend, a holiday weekend. Things can get crazy. Phone's been busy. Text message being busy. It's just I'm ready for the weekend. But it's good. I'm glad to be here.
Relax and enjoy this weekend?
I will hope I can, but you never know. There's always something going on.
I hear you. All right, so I'm excited to have you here. It's such a pleasure. So I was reading a little bit about you. It says you're from Iowa. You're from Iowa?
I am from Iowa, correct? Yes.
How is it in Iowa?
Well, I'm glad I'm here. Iowa's a great place to grow up. It's a great place to be born and raised. But when it came down to it, just opportunity was kind of out of that state. So then when I left Iowa in 2000, moved to Michigan for 4 years, went to school there for law school, came out to Vegas in 2004.
Okay. What made you move to Vegas? What made you pick Vegas?
Three things: jobs, weather, and I knew three people already. I have a cousin and his wife that they lived in Henderson at the time, and then a friend that lived in North Las Vegas that I met in law school. So instead of being a stranger in a strange land, I knew I had three people that I knew. So I said, let's pack it up, move to Vegas.
Oh, nice. So you're an attorney for family law, and right now you're running for family judicial court. Did I say that right? Yeah.
Family court judge. Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm a candidate for that race. It's an open seat. It's in Clark County. We, of course, have civil criminal and then the family court, the family division. And I'm running for family court judge in Department T, T as in Tom. It's an open seat, which means there's an existing judge right there that's not seeking re-election. So therefore, there will be a new judge in Department T, and I hope that is me.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you were on the ballot June 9th. Is that when you're on the ballot?
Correct. I'm on the ballot right now. The voting ends on June 9th, and then the ballots for the primary election get certified on or before June 16th, as I believe. It's got to be within 7 days of the cutoff. So if your ballot, and it's all mail-in ballot this go around, it has to be postmarked. So you could vote like 3 o'clock that day, make sure it's postmarked, but vote earlier. I tell people just vote by the end of the month. It's just easier, get it out of the way. Something will always come up to not vote, so just vote by the end of the month and you're fine.
Okay. So how long have you been doing this in law?
As an attorney, of course, the bar exam, passed that in 2004. I moved out here in May of 2004, so 16 years.
Oh, wow.
Being an attorney for 16 years. It's interesting because I also ran previously 6 years ago when I had 10 years of experience. I can say this: when you have 10 years experience, 11 years, 12 years, you are not ready to be a judge.
Really?
I think in the last 3, 4, 5 years, I just got that many more trials under my belt. I've argued in front of the Nevada Supreme Court on a case I had way back when. You get more credibility, more experience, and you're just not known as that, 30-something-year-old kid, whatever, that's running for office. And now I'm in my 40s, and 16 years later, here I am running for office in this race. And it's a much more fair process because it is an open seat. There's no power of incumbency in this race for Department T.
And you take care of cases like child support, domestic violence, and custody battles? Is that your...
Yes, all areas of family law: guardianship, divorce, custody, alimony, child support, adoption, termination of parental rights, domestic violence orders, TPOs. These are all things that
you're busy. Yeah.
It's never around here.
Is there any case that you've had in your life that stands out, or something that matters you that kind of stands out?
Yes, probably the more recent ones and more important ones is I had one where it was a termination of parental rights cases. And those cases are not fun per se. I don't like to see a parent be constitutionally stripped of their parental rights, but it was a case that involved a Canadian kidnapping. And the child was kidnapped for a few weeks, and then the dad was caught in Canada at a casino, then brought to justice and did a few years in prison. Then my client was, of course, awarded so legal, so physical. He wanted to basically have a relationship after he got out of prison after a few years. And the court basically said, no, you had an opportunity. There is parental fault. the child's doing fine without knowing her father. The child was 2 at the time. And
Wow.
then now the child was, what, 10 or 12, 12. So 10 years without this parent involved. The concern was he kidnapped once, he'll kidnap again.
Yeah.
So by severing the parental right of him, that was the right move. And again, I hate taking those cases, but I'm just concerned. I mean, this case made the news back in the late 2000s.
Yeah.
So I got that done, and I prevailed at trial. And it's something that you have to do. But when I have a client that's scared to death of stalking and have another kidnapping, that's important to me to have justice be served.
Yeah, just doing what's in the best interest of the child. So besides running for a judge, which is amazing, do you have any sports? Are you into like any hobbies?
A lot of hobbies. A lot of it, and anyone that knows me and I guess been in my office, you can see I love to barbecue, love to cook.
Yeah.
And it's something that keeps me balanced. Way back, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, I joined a local fun club, the Nevada Barbecue Association. Since that time, I have a lot of non-attorney friends, which is fine to mix it up.
Yeah.
But I have 6 grills in the back of my house, 6 different smokers, grills, and what have you. So that just keeps me balanced. So that's something that I enjoy doing on the weekends. And anyone that sees me on Facebook and all that, you'll always see me being a big foodie, posting ribs, brisket, chicken, pork, all that fun jazz.
Barbecue? You barbecue from your house, or you meet with
backyard? Backyard barbecue guy, yes.
I've never heard of that, and I just bought a little barbecue. I might join. I know I see a Rocky poster in the background.
Yes. I'm a diehard boxing fan. I love Rocky. Love other things that just make you happy. Your office should be fun, and this office is certainly fun. I mean, many people
don't want to walk in and be intimidated
Well, many people have boring, white walls everywhere and just diploma, and have more than that. Have your personality. I'm in this office more than I'm in my own house half the time. So my man cave, basically, right?
Yeah. Are you into music? Do you like any bands?
Love music, all kinds of stuff. I'm a basically classic rock guy. It's one of those things that, I always have a radio on, always have music on, and as going court to and from, all that, I always got the radio on. But Kiss, Queen, classic rock stuff. I'm a late 70s classic rocker guy. That's my music. That's what I can't say I grew up on, but I mean, I did, but I wasn't born. I mean, I was born in 1977, so a lot of the music was before I was even born, but I love it, and it's still good.
70s and 80s music is amazing.
Right.
Is there anyone you'd like to, kind of give out a shout out to, your family, your friends, anyone say, hey,
Well, I mean, a lot of people. I mean, anyone that supported my journey, not only in 2014 when I ran for office, but also 2020. Here we are now running for office, and it's important to know your supporters, know people that support you. And now I'm just the best candidate in this race. I can say in 2014, with the experience of the existing judge that's there and also running for re-election, I don't know if I was the best candidate. I don't think I was, and I didn't know that until I was defeated at the November election. He got reelected. So just the shout out is all my supporters. If I name 5 names, I'm going to miss another 100. So just my supporters.
Sure. Well, I definitely support you. I'm going to vote early. So I know that you're known for pro bono work. Can you explain that to me?
Yes. When I came out here in 2004, not only did I lack experience as a brand new attorney, I wanted to get in court as soon as possible, make some connections, and basically do the right thing. Maybe I was raised right, I assume I was, but to help out less fortunate people that cannot afford an attorney. The organization I devote most of my pro bono work with is the Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada. So I immediately got involved in pretty much when I got out here, which was 2004. So 16 years doing pro bono cases, helping individuals of lesser means. I do anywhere between 50 and 100 hours pro bono service a year. The last couple of years I haven't gotten there, but I just got busy with other cases and things. But I will say almost 14 out of 16 years pro bono service. Cases, I mean, I've done cases, taken them to trial with legal aid, and doing that, I've been recognized with my involvement. I've been pro bono attorney of the year, and my law firm, Robert Stoffel Family Law Group, has been pro bono attorney or pro bono law firm of the year.
Oh, nice. That is nice. Do you have any judicial experience? Did I say that
Yes,
right?
I do. Yes, judicial experience is imperative, not as a family court judge, because I'm running for that seat. I think it should be a requirement to make sure that you do have enough experience, not only as a practicing attorney, but as a judicial officer. I have it in a few capacities. The first capacity is I've been appointed to basically sit as a pro tem judge basically as needed for the city of Las Vegas, doing small claims. So sitting basically since the last 4 years, they'll call you on and off to sit adjudicating credit card disputes, prisoners' rights disputes, landlord-tenant stuff, small claim stuff, landlord-tenant. I mean, these are all things that are important. They're small community problems. But sitting as a pro temp judge, you see people on their worst day. And I remember when I first sat in 2017, the first case I had was a trial involving a celebrity matchmaking service. So talk about trial by fire. I'm going to judge the job literally for 1 minute and trial go. So wow, that's crazy. But I enjoy that experience, and I've been doing that now for 4 years. I also, for 6 years, was a truancy diversion judge. It's a volunteer program through the 8th Judicial District Court. And basically, for 6 years, I would go to different high schools and middle schools to figure out, as truancy is a community problem, figure out why students, why kids are doing drugs, skipping school, having sex. These are all important problems that need to get addressed.
Yeah.
And people, I mean, I learned more from that program than people did from me, because I'd want to know, why do you skip school? Sometimes it was poverty, didn't have a ride. I was embarrassed I didn't have any clean clothes. And as part of that program, there's resources available, such as one kid loved apples. Every Friday, I bring a big bag of apples and say, here's 3-4 apples. There's other kids. So that's an important thing. But giving back to the community for 6 years straight, every Friday was huge. I didn't do it for any brownie points, political points. I did it because I wanted to, and then my time doesn't allow.
You have a big heart, I could tell.
But big heart. So sitting as a truancy diversion judge, that's an important thing, and be recognized of what we can do to make this community better. But getting back to the law end of it, what makes me, I guess, the most qualified person in Department T is the experience. As far as family court and family law experience, I have the most experience in this race. Of the two other challengers in this race, one has less actual experience with an attorney. The other one has about 20 years experience, but it's not all family law. Since day one, 2004, 99% of my experience have been in the area of family law. Trials, motions, depositions, appeals, all those things. You have to have that. You can't just learn that on the dime and say you're the most qualified person. I have that, and that's important for me, and then being well respected by your peers. That's important. One thing also I'm proud of is through the State Bar of Nevada, we have to have the legal education credits. You have to take at least 13 credits a year, hours, to maintain your law license. Since I became an attorney, I've gone to the Family Law Convention each and every year.
Oh, nice.
That is the most important way, not only to get your credits, but to stay abreast, to keep up to date with all the changes in family law. I've never seen one of my opponents ever at the Family Law Convention, and my other opponent I've only seen once. I've done it 16 years straight.
Yeah, it sounds like you're definitely ready, and you have the experience and knowledge to do this. You sound really ready. And
right. That's one component of it, but also having no discipline problems. One of my opponents has a discipline problem. You can go nvbar.org. It's public information. I won't even name drop right now. But what I'm saying is, not just for my race, for every race. I think an informed voter should know what to expect with the candidates that are there. For $150 and being an attorney for 10 years, you go down and file, you're a candidate for judicial office if that's what you want. That's it. That's the bare bones just to be on the ballot. Beyond the ballot and endorsements and so forth, you want to know, is this the best person for the job? You can look online, look at Facebook, find out all that information. But I think anyone that's running for public office should not have a discipline record. We should not have diligence and competence issues, all that stuff. And I have no problem in that area. One of my opponents does.
Oh, okay. So Jason, if you were elected, what would you bring to the bench?
Well, not only experience, but also the demeanor to basically sit and make sure everyone is heard. Many people, when they come to court, they're mad, they're angry, they can't get past their facts because it's the most important thing on that day to be heard. Some judges, let's call it what it is, there could be the appearance of, you get more credibility, you get more respect if you have an attorney. It should not matter whether you have an attorney. The laws and policies of family court are in effect whether you have an attorney or not. That you proceed at your own peril if you're not an attorney and you're representing yourself, but you have to make sure that you come to court not only prepared, but also having the basic understanding what to do and so forth. But fairness is important. That's the number one goal I would have. Fairness to all the litigants that appear in front of me. It doesn't matter your race, gender, ethnicity. None of that stuff matters. It's supposed to be blind on that. That's what justice is blind. Being prepared and reading material ready to go. This is just very important to have. Some judges and other folks, they will let what's called legislate from the bench. They might not care what the law says. They rule on certain issues on what the law, in their opinion, ought to be.
Yeah.
And that's been documented. Again, I won't name drop, but some of the judges, like in Nevada's a no-fault community property state. So, and there's been appeals long ago that would basically disregard that. They would say, perhaps if the wife had an affair, then we're going to level the wrongdoer. You don't get alimony because you cheated. There's reasons that it's a no-fault state. We can't have that. That's legislating from the bench. So that can't happen as a new judge at Department T. Also, efficiency. It drives me a little nuts when I have a case, it takes more than a year to get to trial. Yeah. Many cases should not take a year to get to trial. Every case, start to finish, it should take maybe 6, 8, 10 months, whatever the case is. But really focus on moving the matter along. I have one case right now, and this is no joke. I could document and prove it. It's gone on for 3.5 years.
Wow.
And I don't even have the final trial date. Now, granted, it's gone over 12 days of trial, but beside that, we shouldn't have this much delay because guess what? Every time I come to court, there's new facts from 3 months ago since the last time to now that I'm a hamster on the hamster wheel. I'm not getting ahead.
Wow.
So that just upsets me beyond all belief, but that's something. But you have knowledge, experience, and judicial demeanor. Those are all things that I think make me the best choice for Family Court Department T.
So what are you going to bring to the table if you are elected?
Again, I would say knowledge, experience, that's important, and also the ability to being prepared. I don't like to name drop, but I will absolutely name drop right here. One of the existing senior judges, which was a prior judge that retired and then is asked to fill in as needed, is Judge Jerry Hardcastle. I do like Judge Hardcastle a lot. I think he's one of the best senior judges that are there. When a hearing starts, generally, when you're in front of Judge Jerry Hardcastle, and again, he's not a sitting judge with a regular calendar. He fills in. He's like the backup quarterback is the best way to describe it. So when you go in front of a hearing with Judge Jerry Hardcastle, you go to the hearing. When the hearing starts, he says 5 words. What are those 5 words? I've read it. Anything else?
Oh.
That is so important to know that, because don't be silly and insult his intelligence by reading the pleadings and feeling nervous or whatever the case is. I've read it. Anything else? That's being prepared. Sometimes there are no new facts since you filed your motion. So if you say, nope, it's all there, Judge, you don't have to showboat and act arrogant in front of your client, and then he'll ask the other side, I've read it. Anything else? Because I'm basically ready to rule. Now, some judges, they will rule right from the pleadings, which that's good in most cases, but sometimes something has happened during the case, and you might not have been able to have a chance to file something new. So I think it's important to be heard in most cases, but that is important to have. Other things that I bring to the bench, I think, is the ability to work well with others and leadership. I'm the only one in this race that can say last year they were Clark County Bar Association president. That's important because my peers elected me in that position to the Clark County Bar, which is a volunteer bar organization to either do different events, law seminars, lunches, social mixers, all these things to bring our community together, especially attorneys. And I'm proud of that. And I was president last year. Now I'm past president this year. Other things are like endorsements are good. Some of them are very partisan based, and that's just the way it is. Yeah. In my race, without saying what it is, I'm one political party. That's what I affiliate with. And the other 2 are a different political party. So sometimes that goes with endorsements, but some of them I have that I'm proud of is the Culinary Union endorsed me, the Bartenders Union endorsed me, Citizens Responsible Government endorsed me, Nevada Veterans Association endorsed me, Nevada Political Action for Animals endorsed me. I can go on and on and on.
Wow.
It's hard to know, but I mean, it just tells you a little bit about me. A lot of them were done through Zoom and what have you to get an endorsement interview. But I tell people, go on my website. It's helpful to see what I bring to the table. I can talk all day long.
So sorry to interrupt. Which website is that? Because when I looked you up, there was a bunch. You have it just, what is the website address?
Yes. Well, it's one website and one Facebook. Facebook is Jason Stoffel for Judge, and that's the handle. And for my website, it's jasonstoffelforjudge.com.
Okay.
So you can find out all the information with me. You can see some of my clients that have endorsed me, and other folks as well. I've done different mini clips, mini video things that people can check me out on. And that's important to really get your word out there, because I can't meet people right now of this
I
COVID-19.
know.
I got the elbow bump for people. I'm doing that. But March, April, May has been nothing for events. And when I go to different political events, I can hand out literature and so forth. But the way it is now, you really can't. So people contact you for interviews. You go online, you find out about your candidates, and it's just important to have a good website. And I think mine's excellent. So that's important to, inform voters why vote for me. And also people, message me all the time or do the inbox thing of, why should I vote for you? Tell me a little bit about yourself. I take pride in try to answer every question, every comment, because people want to know.
They do, yeah. I wanted to tell my friends and family to vote for you, but I want to give them all the information, so I will direct them to your site. So again, how do you do the voting? You said a ballot comes in the mail?
Mail-in ballot. What happens is everyone that's registered to vote in Clark County should have been mailed a ballot by now. I think the deadline was, or the anticipated deadline was, I think May 19th. That's what I'm told. So if no one has, if you don't have a ballot right now, then I don't know how that works with the elections department. But most people, when you move, you should always update your voter registration.
So there's no other options. It's just mail-in.
It's mail-in, and I think with a few limited circumstances, they're having in-person, but it's like 1 or 2% of the process. They're having it for some people that I'm not sure the reason why it is, but I mean, there's no going to the mall to vote. I've always done that, go to the Galleria Mall, vote it, but that doesn't happen this go around. So that's what it's being advertised as, all mail-in voting process for the primary. Also, I would say not everyone's on the primary, because you're only on the primary ballot if you have 3 or more people. Some of the family court races only have 2 people. They go right to the general election in November. In my race, it's myself and 2 others. That's why the idea is for the primary, whittle it down to the top 2 vote earners. And this year, it started 5 years ago, but for this cycle, if you get 50% plus 1 vote, you're judge-elect. You don't have to wait to November. So as people say, why should I vote in the primary? My vote doesn't matter. It absolutely matters. Some judicial races, and hopefully this one in my favor, will be decided at the primary level. So it's important to really get out there and know about your candidates. There's TV ads. I'm on a couple different channels and things. But, by any stretch of the imagination, the best person for the job should be me. And I've explained why, but just, it's not whoever has the most signs on the side of the road, who's got a certain political party, who's got the certain campaign.
I have 5 signs in front of my house. I don't know if I told you, there's 5.
Yes, tons of signs. And I know I got a pretty heavy sign presence, so I'm proud of that. But beyond that, I mean, any person that's not qualified to be a judge could spend, tens of thousands on signs. And unfortunately, people get vote by just name recognition. They see, vote for Bob Smith on the side of the road. Let's vote for Bob. But what if Bob just got disbarred and just got his license back?
I know, you have to do your research, definitely. So whoever is watching this, please make sure to check your mail and fill out the ballot and get a stamp. I don't even know how much are stamps nowadays. 43 cents?
They're 50 cents, but it's postage prepaid. Postage prepaid. So regardless of that, you get your ballot. The most important thing is signing the envelope that your ballot goes in. If you do not sign that envelope that your secret ballot basically goes in, your vote doesn't count.
Oh, wow.
I know as of, I think it was about a week and a half ago, there was at least 500 invalid ballots.
Wow.
If you do not sign, your vote does not count.
Wow, gosh, thank you for telling me all this. I didn't know all this. I'm happy you're sharing it, with people. Gosh, you give me so much information. I really appreciate it. So if you were watching this, please check out Jason Stoffel's website. Vote. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to sign it.
Right.
If you have any questions for him, you can leave it on the comments here. And please make sure to subscribe, like, and share my page. And thank you for tuning in. Do you have anything else closing to say?
No, just to make sure any race that you have for any of these, especially judicial races, the best person should get in. And it's not always, sometimes the existing judge, and it doesn't apply to my race, but some of the judges with Review Journal polls, they ought to be replaced. So Clark County has a really an opportunity to get the best people into office. So in my race, so there's no incumbent. There's a retiring, outgoing judge. So that's just my takeaway. Do your research. Pick the best person that you think should be the best judge. And again, if you get more than 50% in the primary, you're a judge-elect.
I think you're going to get it. You're ready. I feel it. I see it. You're ready. You're very passionate about it. That's good.
I hope. And this goes with, I'm not a rookie candidate. In 2014, when I ran the first time, I made a few, mistakes on the way, and you learn from your mistakes. But doing this round 2, and that's why I've been telling people, Jason 2.0 is just that much better than Jason 1.0 when I ran in 2014. Yeah. But, learning about me on Facebook, my posts and all that, that's important. Jason Stoffel for judge, that's another way. But just ask around. Many attorneys in the community know me, and they don't necessarily know my opponents. One of them is more well-known than the other. So just get to know the candidates. But, again, doing this for 16 years, I know a thing or two.
Yeah, it sounds like you have the experience. Well, I am so excited to have you on my show. I just started this. This is very new for me, so I'm learning as I go too, and I hope to evolve and get better down the road. But just to have you on so early, and I really, really appreciate it. I really do.
Sure.
Being on my show, I have to get going. I'm going to grab some lunch, actually some breakfast. I did not have any breakfast this morning, and I am craving pancakes or bacon or a waffle. That would sound really good right now.
Well, that's funny you say that, because
why are you laughing?
Every candidate sometimes, to be memorable, you want to get your name out, et cetera, have some sort of catchphrase. And many are cute and catchy, some of them are not. With me, with my last name, Stoffel, people ask me, how do you, say your name? Stoffel, waffle. So my catchphrase is, don't waffle, vote Stoffel. So enjoy your waffle today, enjoy it. But it's cute and catchy. But by all means, I'm the best candidate for family court judge in Department T. As a candidate, go to jasonstoffelforjudge.com, learn more about your candidates, and hopefully you earn your vote. I don't want to beg for it. I want to earn your vote. Check me out online. I'm very active on Facebook, and I will answer questions. If anyone has any questions that they don't want to have public and they want to email me, it's jason@lvfamilylaw.com. And then family law right in my name of my email, for goodness sakes. So jason@lvfamilylaw.com. I'm happy to answer any questions. If people want to know why should I vote for you, I can do it in a private email. So I appreciate the time, though, Heather. You're awesome.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Well, have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon when you're the judge.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Hopefully it won't be in court. No, I'm just joking. But thank you. Have a wonderful day, and I wish you the best. And you're getting my vote, and I hope people's vote out there.
Awesome. Likewise. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend.
Now I'm going to go eat a waffle. Woo! Bye.
Yeah, good deal.
Okay.